Alright, folks, so greetings again.
Greetings, happy Sabbath, everybody.
Yeah, happy Sabbath. So today's video, we will be discussing the needs of a man and woman. Right? Because as you know, marriage is a ministry. Not just ministering to those outside, but ministering to your partner. Yeah, right? And in order to be effective ministers in marriage, you have to know your partner's needs, or you'll just be guessing and spilling, you know.
And the person will feel unappreciated, unloved. And they're just there waiting until they get what they need.
Yeah. Right? So, the first thing we look at is
the needs of a man. So the first one is respect. The truth of the matter is, we as females, especially in this day and age, we do not respect men as we should. And yes, sometimes some men, they're not respectable. They do not behave in a way where they deserve respect. But the fact still remains, not all men are the same. And therefore, if you have a man that is respectable, and even if they are not deserving of respect, we should respect men anyhow. But for those that are respectable, we should respect them, right? A lot of us as females, we are so independent. We fail to recognize that they are men for a reason. We don't respect their decisions. We don't respect their judgment. We don't respect them as a person. We talk to them anyhow. We give them the cold shoulder. We lock shop. Excuse me. We don't respect their decision, their ideas anymore. We know it all, especially if we're in a position that is over them, so to speak, right? We don't really respect them, right?
Yeah, so for example with that now, a lot of females nowadays are actually earning more than a lot of men. And you have more and more marriages where the female is the primary breadwinner. And that can be a temptation if the wife allows it to cause her to be less respectful to her husband, because she doesn't feel as much as if she needs him, because remember, she is the primary breadwinner.
Not only that, women look to the men as the provider. Even in the animal world, it is evident. Women like to know, females like to know that they have a strong male that they can depend on, right? So if the man is below them, then they tend to be like a boss, whether willingly or unwillingly.
Unconsciously.
Unconsciously, that's the word, right? Whether consciously or unconsciously, it happens.
Yeah. Alright, so we don't want to spend too long on that, but we just find that society is really growing, young ladies especially, not to have respect for their male counterparts. And so you have to just be mindful of that for those who are going to marriage, that you can't let society dictate you how you're supposed to treat your husband. Let the Bible do that. You have to develop that sense of respect. And if you were not grown with it, if you did not see your parents or your mother respecting your father, you have to pray and ask God to give you
that level of respect. I don't mean to cut you. Not only that, if we do not grow to respect our fathers, our brothers from now, there is no way we're going to respect our husbands.
Good point.
Okay.
Alright, so moving on quickly, the next thing is for the needs of a woman. They need affection and intimacy, right? And you have to understand that women, so in the eyes of a man, it's easy for us to see women as needy. It's because men, for the most part, we can just function by ourselves. We'll just get by. But women, they tend to need a lot of things. It seems that way. But if you understand that we're just different, and it's not that they necessarily have more needs than us, they're just different, right? Then it help us to be more appreciative of meeting those needs. We as men, we can we are more to be by ourselves and do stuff. Women really like that affection, that intimacy, that closeness, and that's why they love when we communicate. Not just because it helps to solve problems, but that's something that they love, right? That kind of intimacy, they love that, right? So as many have to ensure that we try to meet that need, and it doesn't make you less of a man. It doesn't make you wimpy. It doesn't make you soft. In fact, it makes you even twice a man in the eyes of a woman if you can meet her needs of affection and intimacy. Alright, so the next thing we'll look at is assurance for the female. She loves to be assured, right? So what that means is that you can't just tell her that you love her once for the week and then that's it. You have to say it over and over and over again, right? Women love to hear it. Yeah, they love to be assured and reassured, and that's just women. That's not just the woman you got stuck with. That's women in general, right? You might have a 1/2 and a 2/2 here and there who don't really care much, but in general, women love to be reassured.
So when we ask you if you love us, nobody say you don't know already. Tell him. He ask me again. Tell us.
Yeah, just tell them. That's just their thing, right?
Alright, so the other need for a man is sex. And yes, this is also a sensitive topic for females. We sometimes are troubled with the fact that males are by nature more sexually aggressive than females, right? They desire sex more. And sometimes it can be wearisome for the female, especially if they're not that type of person. Sometimes we feel like we must lock shop on them, right? And I'm not saying that we are sex objects and we should just we don't have a say, we just give up ourselves all the time without, if we're sick or if we are very, very tired or there is a problem that needs to be discussed once they are in the mood or it is very late in the night and it's just unreasonable, right? You should just give yourself because you're supposed to give yourself to the man all the time. No. But remember, sex is a ministry also, a way in which you show your love to your partner. So if it is that this person loves you and they mean your best interest, they mean you well, and they ask you for sex, give it. Sometimes you may not like it or it may be monotonous, but share some ideas, but give up yourself. Try.
Yeah, if it's monotonous, we'll touch that in some further videos because God never designed for the sexual part of marriage to be that way, right? But anyways, the balance I want to strike is that just think about it like this, ladies. How will you feel if he tells you that he loves you once a week? Just that. And that nice look that he gives and he admires you, he just does that every blue moon, right? Wouldn't you feel a bit starved? Wouldn't you feel, and you have some men, they wouldn't mind if the husband or their significant other
doesn't ask them at all. Like they just go through the whole marriage and that subject is never mentioned.
Yeah, but I was actually mentioning the females the regular females. Oh. Most females, they wouldn't mind if you tell them every day.
Oh, that's
right?
what it's
just all the while. And even though the men might see it sometimes as excessive, like, but you know this, right? But you just have to understand that they're different. And the same thing with sex, right? So just as how you want your affection, your attention, and your reassurance all the time, there's no time when you want the guy just be neglectful and just be about his business. Women always want to feel special, just as like that. That's how it is with men, right? Men have a higher sex drive. And remember, this is not something that they sit and calculate and say, okay, I want this, okay, they're driven by hormones that they cannot. Yeah.
And we're not talking about the ones that are excessive.
Yeah, we're not talking about the ones.
Because you have some men that are addicted to it, and that's not what we're talking about.
And they want it every night.
For them, sex is not having sex is not the issue. They need to go to God, right, and tell God what is wrong. That addiction needs to be broken, because anything that is overdone is not good, right? So that's a disclaimer.
Yeah, but just before we move on, I just want to try that balance. So we have to try to think about how does the other partner feel, and how would I feel if I was deprived. So when we have that give and take relationship, it really helps us smooth things out when it comes down to meeting the other person's needs. And 10 chances to 1, especially if you're with a reasonable person, if you meet their needs, they'll meet yours back. I'm telling you.
No, but come to think of it, if I am meeting his needs and I'm not looking for anything in return, and he's doing the same, we both will get what we want eventually.
Yeah, we both get what we want. Alright, so another thing that females need is communication, as we said before.
Fun time, companionship, quality time, very important.
Yeah.
Security. Women likes to know that they're secure. In fact, they should find your security and significance in God and in their fathers. But sometimes just remind them, right, men?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So because of time, we kind of racing through. So just bundle everything in one. So security, communication, fun and companionship, and quality time. Guys, your wife or your girlfriend or your fiance, they are not trophies to just admire, boast about, and bring places with you. They are people with needs. And sometimes those needs take us out of our comfort zone. But if you want your marriage to be a good one, you have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone. The comfort zone that is made either by your gender or by how you were brought up to meet the other person's needs. Because just imagine you're a person, you just want to work, get stuff done, you want to provide, but your wife, every now and then, she wants to go out. She probably wants to go on a trip, a picnic, a date, something. You have to make time for that, right? Pillow talk. That's something really, beneficial. You might just be tired and just want to slam into the bed and just fall asleep. Sometimes she just wants to have some pillow talk. We just guys just start nose to nose and just talk about stuff. Yeah, just talk about stuff. And if it is that you have to go to your bed a little earlier to facilitate that, and even if you fall asleep during the pillow talk, at least try. I'm sure she'll appreciate it, right?
Alright, so for the sake of time, the other needs of men, personal time. They like time where they can reflect. They need a little time they can go in their nothing box. They like it. You should give them a little bit of that. Healthy, nutritious meals. Ladies, please find the time to prepare healthy, nutritious, palatable meals for your men. For your man.
Yes, and if you do not know how to prepare them, there's YouTube, there's family members, there's
cooking
friends.
School, right? There's a grandmother. Learn. It is so important. In fact, that is one of the highest courses, noble courses you can think of. It impacts everybody in the world, right? Also, a well-domesticated home. Let the environment be one where Christ can dwell in, where fresh air can come in, properly ventilated, sunshine, clean, orderly. Do that, right? And about the meals, I still need to stress on that. Find the time, right? Find the time. No maid, no helper. Find the time. I'm not saying that you must cook all the time.
No bag of restaurant.
No bag of restaurant. Find the time, even if it is once per week. Let it be a habit where you cook, right? Because it really means to the man. And sometimes the man may not say it, but he would like to eat from your pot sometimes, right? And to be honest, it's not nice carrying a maid or an ex-female to do your work, right? And sometimes he may be busy, but he can cook too. And if he loves you, he will cook, right? But let it not be that that's not important to you.
Yeah. So in further videos, we will try to bring out some more details in some of these things. We just don't want to make the videos too long because I'm sure you guys can see that just based on the topics that we've touched on, there's a whole lot more that we could juice out of each topic. But we just want to keep it short and concise because we don't really want to repeat ourselves a lot, because a lot of the details will come out in further videos. And you know, especially stuff like affection, sex, respect, you know, praises, you know, things like that. Right? So
please remember to like,
share,
and subscribe.
Yeah, and we'll see you guys in our next video.